Piper, and I'm from KidsInterviewBands.com. I'm here with Ryan Adams. I know you're a pinball fan, but what is your favorite old-school arcade game?
Well, I love pinball, and I really love old-school arcade games, so it's really hard to choose. But I would say Vanguard is my favorite, which is also very easy to forget the name because it's so close to so many other ones. And Vanguard is cool because you could sort of tell that the technology that they were coming up with just was able to figure out a way to make your spaceship be in the middle of the screen, but make all the stuff around the screen move. So at first, you're just a spaceship, and you're firing at different stuff that's in a regular playfield or a regular screen, you know, like different obstacles. But then they got really smart and were like, oh, let's make it as though the spaceship are going through like a zigzag maze. So they're just changing the background, but when you actually go to play it, it gets so fast that like sometimes I'll finish playing and I'll realize that like my hand and like my whole body has just been so tense because it does, you know, there's all these orbs and the field has changed, and it's just kind of one of those sort of like roller coaster, you know, themed games. What's yours?
I'm Spy Hunter.
Awesome. And what's the hardest part of Spy Hunter?
Getting into the truck.
I can't get in the truck either.
If you got a new cat tomorrow and had to name it after a heavy metal musician, what would its name be?
That is a really good question. Well, is it a boy or a girl cat?
It's up to you.
I always thought that Ozzy would be a really good name for a cat, just because it's just a good name in general. So I think I'll go with Ozzy.
If you could only listen to one song for the rest of the year, what would it be?
For the rest of this year, Snowblind by Black Sabbath, because it's like 4 songs in one song, and the riff is really, really, really hard to play.
Taco Tuesday or Pizza Friday?
Pizza Friday.
What is your favorite snack to get at a gas station or rest stop?
Well, I actually try on purpose to not get snacks at the at the gas station or the rest stop, because when you're on tour, it's so easy to do that. But if I had to, if I'm really in the mood, I'll get one of there's these new Reese's has made this new really weird candy bar that's like a wafer, but it's a chocolate wafer, but it only comes in these big packs, and so it's like a whole Twix bar in each one, and there's 4 of them, so it's way too much sugar. So if the guys and I ever get them, it's like we get them and then we're bouncing off the walls for 30 minutes, and they're super good.
When you were a kid and lip-syncing in front of the mirror, who were you pretending to be?
When I was a kid, I didn't lip sync in the mirror, which is pretty interesting. I just would roam around the woods, and I would listen to Black Sabbath, and I made a lot of drawings, and I spent almost all my time with my grandfather and grandmother, and I would read this weekly, it was kind of like a magazine, but it was a small magazine called Reader's Digest, and it would have like little different sort of short stories or things that were maybe going on in the world, but more like it would be like, here's an Edgar Allan Poe story, and then here's like a part of Hemingway story, and it appealed to me somehow to read that stuff or watch what I would later learn to be probably very boring television, but I really liked it. I actually only started playing music because I traded a skateboard for a guitar, and the first thing I did is I didn't really take any lessons or anything, and I just picked it up and I strummed it open, and when you strum a guitar open, it doesn't sound very good. I mean, depending on who you are, but it sounds weird. So I thought, oh, it must be broken. And so I tuned the tuning pegs until it made a good, what I thought to be a good noise. And I was like, oh, now it must be fixed. And then I would just slide my one finger up the whole guitar, which would change the chords. And right away I wrote songs because I didn't know you were supposed to learn other people's songs. In fact, I thought you couldn't. I used to think, I think somehow intellectually I thought that was impossible because I had never seen other people doing other songs or cover bands, and I had never been to a concert. It was a very small town.
Okay, if you could host a TV game show, real or fictional, what would it be?
That's a good one. I would want to host a show. Okay, I don't know the name of this, but my girlfriend grew up watching this show, and she showed it to me recently, and it's called something like Legends of the Forgotten Temple or something. And basically, it was a show that I think maybe was on in the 90s. And by then I was already playing punk rock music and not watching television or whatever. And but it looked kind of like a strange Indiana Jones like temple, and there was like sometimes like water, and the kids would be in teams and they would have to like swim across this moat and then get this hidden token and then go back or go through this weird maze. There's also this weird big brick wall that would like talk to you and tell you clues, and sometimes like someone would just jump out of nowhere and just like scare the kids. This is like so weird. And but I was recently watching television and saw that there's a show that was basically like an obstacle course for grown-ups, like called like Ninja Warrior or something. And I remember watching that and going, ooh, what if somebody combined both of those things and made like an Indiana Jones Temple of Doom sort of version of that, where you didn't know what would happen. So if I could do a game show or a thing, I think it'd be like that.
And finally, can you name all the Spice Girls?
I don't know if I can name them all. Let's see. Sporty Spice. Cayenne Pepper. Wait. Sporty. There's another S. Sporty. There's the Spice Girl with the amazing hair. Hair Spice. Amazing Hair Spice. There's Allspice. I don't know. What are the other ones?
There's Posh.
Oh, Posh.
Okay. Baby.
Oh.
Ginger.
There's Ginger Spice?
There's Sporty and Scary.
There was a Scary Spice. Wait, who's Ginger Spice?
That's
so weird. I don't remember.
Jerry something.
Whoa. Thank you for teaching me something that I didn't know.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much.